Off we go from Denver. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Now Mahomes. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for Kansas City Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Mahomes going to change things up. 2nd and 6. Mahomes will do it himself. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another 1st down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Pacheco is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Extra point by Bunker is on target. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Bunker on to kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. His throw incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll go play action with Nix. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Michael Dana with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive, then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 43 yards. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And room there to work it inside the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Off the play fake. Nix. They go with a shovel pass, and it's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Now here's Mahomes. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll try and do this himself. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Mahomes pass intercepted. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
Second down and 10.
Now it's Nix. Finding Sutton on the out route, who makes the catch. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 16 yards to the 16 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Lutz with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin first and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 18. Attack! That's good for Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes going to throw. Got a man, it's Brown. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
The score, Chiefs 14, Broncos 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Up 2nd and 8.
One play action. Here's Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
To throw is Nix. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps. He delivers a big play here for this offense.
To throw, here's Nix. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around at 30. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing Nix. Under pressure, they got him again. George Karlaftis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Hey, we're good.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. A final shot before break. Nix. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A final shot before break. Nix. And incomplete on the deep ball. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Goes take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far to the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Nix to the air. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. That's good on the extra point. And we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change their mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Over the middle here to Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
12 yards. And our Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Hit and dropped behind the line by Dre Greenlaw.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he takes us into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Marquise Brown, 55 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Kill! Oh, my son!
Here's Nix. Throw is going to be incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Oh, my son! Ready! Hey, kill! Olay!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Final minute now of the third quarter.
Chill. Bombers. Captain.
Nix looking to throw again. That'll be complete to Harvey. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, 28 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. Lutz with the extra point. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Attack! Yellow!
Now Mahomes. They'll check this one down to Pacheco. They needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll run for it with Pacheco. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did.
It's a turnover on downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Dowdens. Down to the 41.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Ready.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Ready. Captain. Olay.
Looking to throw. Nix. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Mahomes. Finding Kelsey. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Here's 1st and 10.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 24-yard gain on the play. First down.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And it pushes way up to about the 44 here.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Plenty of time left, plus all 3 timeouts. Here's 1st and 10.
First down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Kansas City.
Mahomes. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
38-yard line.
Now second down and a few inches.
Fight on these two. Fight on these two.
Mahomes will throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. 2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
First down, Chiefs.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they found a way to be successful with it.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Mahomes. Quick slant to Brown. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. And off the upright, and it caroms in. It's good. The kick is good, and that writes a crazy finish to this one. So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.
Don't get put in that blender. Hold on, who is you? Pat him down before you enter. Don't you hang with the ops talking about he don't remember. Trying to copy what I do. You is not a printer. Cooped up, too up, mate. Get they suit touch begging. I ain't even got $2 for you. Roll call when I'm coming with me. No, this ain't jump ball. You can't jump with me. Ballin' jump, man. Touch hands. We about to bump then. Better bang yours. Cause I bang mine. This ain't happen overnight. It take time. You seen the Super Bowl, the cheat code. Game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. What I want for Christmas too. That's the same time with me, it's game time. But with you, yeah, it's same time. Hey, keep playing around, get your head. Don't wanna live right, well, alright, leave you dead wrong. Hey, well, okay. I catch the dog, he getting the beats like it's Dre. Like the money in the bank, you better play where it's safe. Told him Belly fill his tank, run him to the next state. I get down, I get dirty, catch him on the club. Thinking he gon' get a pass from the slide me something. Hungry for it, see it issue and I rub my stomach. Enough paper to make a book, I could get it published. What? You don't believe me? Think for brown skin, real can see them. Got good, go retrieve it, short, small. When that's from Cali, but the cheetah print out white curve. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time.
Paris, handsome Lagosian. Name ring bells on both sides of the ocean. Falsetto finesse, swoon baby girl.
From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Up next, it's our main event between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my face compressor. Ground control with a soul like Chloe and I'm...
Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Ford Field. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You certainly didn't have to wait long for some explosive plays, and this might just be the opening act because usually those explosive plays come through the air, not just on the ground.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Come on, come on. Pass it.
Milrow with it on first. Here's a screen out for Walker. And they bring him down around the 34.
Well, that was great timing. Great timing by the big fellas to get out in front of that screen. You could see it coming. Running back has the lineman in front of him to clear a little space. It's all about his athleticism after that.
Ready. Ready.
Milrow now to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
On 3rd down, Walker. He'll get him the first inside the 25. All the way, touchdown Seattle! The Seahawks take a 6-0 lead right away. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown! And it only took these guys one series to find a major opening in that defense, Brock. Might have saved them some work in finishing that series, too.
Gives them a signature play to end that drive, and you know this in the NFL. For an explosive run for a touchdown, it takes everybody. Everybody up front doing their job, the receivers on the perimeter. It was just job well done.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Jacob Sailors now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. Goff taking it right to the air. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. Give him 24 on that play. And the Lions have a first down. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play.
46-yard line.
Ric Flair. What's that?
On 1st down, it's gone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. And it sets up 2nd down.
180.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. Down to the 44-yard line as he nearly picks up the first.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about will power. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that 1st down.
Go, Todd! Maverick wall. White foot. Twos. Jester.
Goff now on third down. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
I can promise you that is a throw, and it's a quarterback when it leaves your hands. You do not want to flirt with as this game goes on. That is a prime one that DB can cut off and take the other way.
He finds him beyond the marker. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. That's going to be a 20-yard hit on fourth down, Brock. That keeps this drive moving. Gibbs now from the gun. Down to the 10. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions finish off their opening drive. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big game, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter, they all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
Tie ball game now as they send this away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
The Seahawks take over first down 10. At their own
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Dragon 60. Let's go. Cut my team. Cut 60.
Shotgun now for Milrow. Flushed out of the pocket. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed.
Milrow's pass intercepted.
Well, great team defense there. No matter where he looked, Brock, there seemed to be a defender there, including where the pass eventually went, and that was why it was intercepted.
Such a disciplined rep there from the defense. As a QB, you try to extend the play to break them down defensively. Nobody did. And as a quarterback in that case, when you don't have a lane to throw it and the field is shrinking, you've got to throw that ball on the fifth row.
And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. Well, you love when you can go from first down to first down, Brock. Makes things easy for an offense, and it is the primary reason that he gets looks that he does.
Every touch he gets has a solid chance of working out just like that. It's why many of these first quarter looks have his name all over them.
From the gun, Goff. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We're back to Ford Field right after this.
12-yard line.
We're all set to bring you the second quarter. Lions well within striking distance.
180.
To the air on first down. Here's Goff. On him quick, and they bring it down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Brings up second and 17 at the 18-yard line.
Shotgun snap here to go. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Rick Woolen with the INT. To have the football up near their 30-yard line after that interception and return. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
2 on the pickup there. It's going to be 2nd and 8. That's a catch. Jackson Smith in Jigba. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Walker trying to run for the first. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
14 yards. That's good for a Seahawks first down.
Going to the ground again on first. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Okay, break.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
I know coordinator quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets him back behind the sticks.
That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
Come on.
3rd and long for him here. In the hands of his running back, Walker. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Now the Lions calling timeouts. They're first. Jason Myers out there now to try and field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. From the left hash, a 40-yard look. Coming off the edge, and it's blocked. Now this is picked up inside the 35. And they scoop up the block and don't stop until they reach Bader. Shout out to the special teamers, Brock. They got somebody in free to block that kick, and things just got better from there as he took it all the way back.
These special teams coaches, they live in dark places, man. They look for any vulnerability they can. A lot of times, you're a step slow, just a millisecond away. Not that time. It pays off in the biggest of ways.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Will Rowe from the gun. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by T.J. Reed. And he's going to score on the pick six. Touchdown, Detroit. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right, getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make the pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. And into the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10. Back to work they go after the interception. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there, and that brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. Coverage by Terrion Arnold.
Let's go. Japanese Timberwolf.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. That's Smith and Jigba on the quick slant. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks make it a one-score game before halftime. Jackson, Smith and Jigba with a touchdown.
You know, Kate, there's a reason that slant route has been in playbooks, I don't know, since football began. Because if you hit that receiver on the run, on target, on time, big plays can follow.
Myers gets the point after the go. And the Seahawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Seahawks 14. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Sailors now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Here's Goff on 1st and 10. Big strike here to Williams. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play.
At the 47-yard line.
Goff on 1st and 10. Screen here for Gibbs. And they're all over that screen. Brock didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Out of the shotgun. Gone. And he's not going to escape. The Seahawks brought the pressure, and they got it. They need some extra time to think over 3rd and long. We've got a timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive. Because this one's going boom.
He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Jack Fox in punt formation.
That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback.
You should get out of my way. You should get out of my way. Don't tell me what I should do.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
We go tonight. 180.
Let's start on the ground with Gibbs. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, you got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting the offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Less than a ruler needed here on second down. Running back motions right. Goff back to throw. Setting up the screen. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
In the red zone on first. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions throw the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Well, Brock, I think you and I both saw that one coming together from up here, and it became clear pretty quickly that if they got things going, that one could go the distance.
Yeah, the 6 points earned on any screen pass touchdown. I give half a point to the sell job of the quarterback, half a point to the effort of the running back, but 5 of those points to the big guys in front of them. They're the most important ones out there on that play, and in the best of times, they clear lane for a touchdown just like that.
Over first down.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. First and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. It's a small gain up to the 38. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Offense in the hurry up here.
Brings up second and 7.
Throwing here, Milrow. Oh no, they get him yet again. Malik Robertson takes it away. And the Lions take possession down inside the 30 after the interception. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sets the need for a splash play and delivers. Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Looking for a pass on second and short. Fires right away, but incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And that leaves him with third and short. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Goff looking to throw. It's third and 1. Has it down close. And he's in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared and more importantly going out there and executing at a high level.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions stretch their lead to 21. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. And into the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this first and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Malik Robertson takes it away. Well, that should pretty much shut down throwing his way anymore, Brock. This guy has ended each of their last 2 drives by himself with an interception.
And that's kind of the price you pay when you're playing phenomenal ball as a defender. I can remember Aaron Rodgers, primetime game, said, I'm not even throwing once, and didn't attack Richard Sherman one time that game.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38.
We go tonight.
On first down, it's Gibbs. So call it a half dozen on that run block. It's second down. Offensive line fast.
Worry on the stop. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
this is Gibbs on second down. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Working quickly here.
A gain of 9 yards.
On first down, right back to Gibbs. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Lions parlay the interception into points. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions continue piling onto this lead.
Seahawks 14.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball for the 35 to begin this drive. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Shaking off the pit quickly. He's going to throw. It's his running back. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. 20 yards on that play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle. It goes to the hurry-up offense here. Milrow with it on first. That's JSN. Smith and Jib on the quick slant. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
To Jackson, Smith and Jib. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 36-yard line.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Seahawks who have possession. They've got a lot of work to do, Brock. They are in a massive hole. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. Walker now from the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Offense up to the line fast.
That's good for a Seahawks. First down. 2 yards on the play. And the Seahawks first down.
First down throw here from Milrow. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be 2nd down. Hand off to Walker from the gun. Let's call that a solid run there, partner. He got about 6. It's going to be 3rd down.
He was taken down by
A humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain. Not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Running with Walker again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Working quickly here. Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
Hey, I get it. It's already over. But go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Drive begins with Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Lions have a first down. Just one play into this drive, and they are already sitting on their own 45.
45-yard line.
Another one for Gibbs. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
And not a bad play by any means. There's room for more, and they know it.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Lions on the favorable end of this blowout. Second down now, 7 to go.
Cut. 180.
Gone. goes across midfield and into Seahawks territory.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet. This is kind of good on good. The offense gets a completion, not going backwards. And the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. He's got room to roam. Has room down the left sideline. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions continue piling it on here in the fourth. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. He's off to the races. Reaches the 40. And they aren't going to get there. He's pushed out of bounds, and the try for two does not work.
Lions 48, Seahawks 14.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. They'll take this at the 10. Things going well so far. All right, so they're going to take over at the 39. Nice effort there.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Heading to the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this first and 10. Shotgun now for Milrow. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. So it's 2nd and 10 now. Ball still at that 39-yard line.
Let's go now. 18, come on, 18. Trap 50, trap 50.
From the gun, Milrow. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They give up the gut to Walker. Has the first and breaks through midfield. Hits the 20. And this is all for cosmetics as he's in for the late touchdown. The Seahawks putting up points in a game decided. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown.
Okay, we are watching the showman put on an absolute show. What a day for this running back. I think he'd be the first to tell you. It's about the guys up front, receivers blocking outside, and the electricity of his legs.
Seahawks 21. Jason Myers to kick
Here's
off.
Myers now to handle the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. They're going to pass it here. They've got a screen to the running back. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. I love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Back at the 29-yard line.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Setting up the running back screen. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Here's a nickel look by the Seahawks. 3rd down.
11.
Now they send their back in motion right. Here he goes, 3rd and long. He puts some air under it, deep down the left. And he makes the wait. No, he didn't hang on. It falls incomplete.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook of the drive. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
They'll go for it. Goff. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
Incomplete.
Seattle getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10.
Let's go. Ready.
Milroe from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
2nd and 3 now.
60 Maverick, 60 Panthers, 79 Broncos. Ready.
Now it's Milroe. Nothing doing there as the 2nd down pass falls incomplete.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second, and incompletion is still pretty good, too.
In the hands of his running back, Walker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Seahawks are going to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
All set now. 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. This one's caught. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. To the pace here as the clock continues to run.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd.
Here he goes. One final shot. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
This undoubtedly the final snap of a decided contest. And this won't affect the outcome, but a positive note to end it as he scores as time expires. The Seahawks making the scoreboard look a touch better. So 6 points at the buzzer, Brock, but 0 effect on our final outcome.
Yeah, I get that, but I'll tell you what, that'll be one of the first plays they watch in the film room this coming week. Like you said, they lose whether that's scored or not. The coach will always emphasize effort on the field. And reaching that end zone to end an already decided game, that is effort with a capital E.
So in Motor City, it's a home win for the Lions. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Lions, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.
My haters, I wish them well. Get up on my level, I'm sending them straight to hell. We all in your city, your name ain't ringing the bell. All this motion on my cell, you would think I got it for sale. It was Friday, I met him up by the shell. He took me to the bank, cause he sent me too much for Zelle. Keeping secrets, he know that I never tell. It's a bird, it's a plane, oh, it's coming in through the mail. I'm a lane switcher, shapeshifter, go grill, plane, so I could heal the pain.
Well, it is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming up is a rematch of Super Bowl 55, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Second and 6 at the 17-yard line.
Now Mahomes. Quick slant to Brown. 7 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's second and 10.
Yellow. Hey, Ripley.
Again, it's Pacheco. Taking it right down Broadway. He's on his way. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, 75 yards. And the Chiefs will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on first and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Irving. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second
Mayfield off the play fake. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 102 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Yellow.
Here's Pacheco once again. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Pacheco will take this one in. It's a Chiefs touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
4th down, Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Lead to number 13, Mike Evans.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play fake. Mayfield. And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive gameplay, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he gets it down to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
And a Kansas City Chiefs.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 161 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Here's Pacheco headed right. And he's able to get this inside the 10 down to the 9. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
To 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Good safety. Yellow.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Yellow.
Here's Pacheco. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
4th and goal.
Oh, they're changing this at the line. Mahomes throwing on 4th. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So what a play there in the final minute of this first half. They get the interception. More importantly, their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, and that one play certainly changes the outlook, doesn't it? I mean, they're looking at going into the locker room. No points on the board. Not playing well defensively. Deflated. And now, things may have changed for them.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 13-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Well, no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Mahomes going to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So the difference is 6 points as we get set to resume action here in this 3rd quarter of play. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
And this one caught downfield by Evans. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Baker going to give it to Irving. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So from the 37, here's 2nd and 4.
Kings! Stop!
They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And touch slide. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Emeka Buka, 35 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Second down and 8. Now here's Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have retaken a third-quarter lead. That's a tough combination to defend. You know Patrick Mahomes has the big arm, and he's got the elusiveness and the speed. So even though you force him from the pocket, he's still dangerous.
Bad idea, in my opinion, to force him from the pocket. Do everything possible to hem him in and make him make the throws from right there in the center of it. And look, we know he's got the big arm. You just noted that. But when he gets outside, it puts so much stress on your defense trying to locate where receivers are, make sure you're covering them, and he can throw the ball the length of the field. So you just tell a receiver, just keep going. He'll find him, and he did there.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 40-yard line.
Mayfield now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's good for a Buccaneer first to pick up of 12 yards.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
But I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
What we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And that is incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Now 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. And he will have the Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Big hookup there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. A give right side for Pacheco. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Yellow. 480.
They'll run again. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it with Pacheco. And he will have a Chiefs first down. And that's the one that should seal the victory.
Black beans taking out it. We gon' pop a couple. While they poppin' paparazzi pictures. I got my in the back and my bros in the front leading. He keep looking at me, I'ma make that boy. I'm a his friend too, baby, I'm a whole cheater. We can go to France, Avatar, y'all both need a real one. More coin than your last one.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 strong, packing Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. With my partner Greg Olsen, I'm Mike Tirico. We are just about set to kick it off. And off we go from the link. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
And this run game certainly didn't waste any time getting settled in. Nice job by the offensive line, displacing defenders at the point of attack, and allows the back to pick up a nice chunk to get this game rolling.
There's the tight end, Greg Calcaterra. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run-after catchability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Look at 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. The blitz overwhelms the offensive line, and down he goes.
Loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15 at the 47-yard line.
And now he's not spiking it. It's a fake. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Tre'Davious White. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. You get the ball to start the game thinking you'll score on offense. Instead, they allow the defense to be the first on the board in this one.
So now the question is, Mike, do you allow this to linger the rest of the day? You've dug yourself a pretty big hole here to start, but you've got to pick yourself up and realize this game is far from over, and we now got to get the ball back and establish some early rhythm.
On the return, it's Tank Bigsby. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. throw for Hurts. Crushed, it's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
180. Crowd left Yanni.
A shotgun snap out of Hurts. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Man in motion is Smith. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith. He may go. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 71 yards. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Here's Jake Elliott for the extra point. He's got it. And the Eagles will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is James Cook. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the gun. Throw here for Allen. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
That's taken in. And he's going to get there. He's got the 1st down. What great awareness after the catch. He gets enough to move the chain.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Allen going to give it to Cook. Finds room inside the 40. And he'll be taken down. A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. Pair of 7 on the scoreboard. And we're back in Philly in a moment. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with 1st and 10. On 1st and 10. It's Cook. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain. 2nd and 10.
At the 39-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. He tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Nakobe Dean. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Barkley. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Larry Ogunjobi with the tackle for the defense. From just across the midfield stripe, here's second down and 7. Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now third down coming up.
At the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 5.
He'll try to run here with Barkley. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards. Able to convert there on 3rd and 1. He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line.
Hurts to throw. Short pass. He's got Calcaterra. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. 2 minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. 3rd and short. Hurts will throw. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are we going to do on 4th down? So the Eagles will use their first time out here as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. They'll run the sneak. And he's going to have the Eagles first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive. Here's Barkley. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. No chance at all. He'll go down. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Tiger Swamp.
Hurts. He's got this one complete to Goddard. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Man in motion is Smith. To throw on second down is Hurts. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession here at their own 6.
6-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Allen. He'll swing this one out to Cook, and he's out of bounds up beyond the 15-yard line. That one good for a dozen. A very quick first down.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
On 1st and 10, it's Allen. On the run to the right. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
The pass protection's been a little bit shaky at times, and that was the case there. And even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being complete.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. mistake late in the half. It is intercepted.
Allen's pass intercepted.
Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This will be a 46-yard attempt. Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
And what a way to close out the half, Mike. They essentially stole 3 points right before the break, and I think that's something they can build on at halftime and give them some positive momentum coming out for the second half.
At their own 35-yard line.
Throwing now. Allen here on first down. He'll air one out for Palmer. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. 3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. Here's a first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. He's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Got Allen to throw on second down. Into space at the 45. He's still on his feet. And he will score. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. What a pretty touchdown that was. Nothing looks nicer than a well-set-up screen, and that was executed to perfection.
Mike, the key to any successful screenplay is the timing between the offensive lineman getting out and where the running back is when he catches it. You'll see it here played out perfectly. He gets the escorts out in front of him, gets the key blocks he needs, all the way down for 6.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Oh, this ball is going to wind up nowhere close to the landing zone. Definite mishit there. This one's going to be spotted out beyond the 40. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
At the 40-yard line.
To throw is Hurts. And that's complete to A.J. Brown. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far. That one gives him a first down. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On play action, here's Hurts. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. It's 2nd down. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked up by Terrence Johnson.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Cook. Into space. He's inside the 30.